We're starting with the TV20 news update. State troopers located the vehicle involved in a deadly hit-and-run crash in Gilchrist County. TV20's Etlali Solache spoke with some residents who say they're disappointed but not surprised this happened.
It is a busy road here on 26.
Florida Highway Patrol troopers have located the vehicle in connection to a hit-and-run that fatally struck a woman in Trenton. The crash happened early Wednesday morning on State Road 26.
A number of patrolmen with cones had been set up, so it's obviously that some accident or some event had been going on.
Troopers identified the vehicle as a silver Kia Rio sedan from debris left on the road. Some residents say they often worry for pedestrian safety on this busy roadway.
I often see them, if they're walking home, not taking the bus, that they cross over because there's some areas that's been cut out there, and so they go across the road and traffic that.
Troopers say the woman was walking along a paved area. The vehicle was heading west, veered into the paved shoulder, and struck the woman. The vehicle then fled the scene.
For someone, if they are aware of the incident that they've created, and not to stop is just, that's just true irresponsibility.
Troopers described the victim as a middle-aged woman. They said she was conscious when they reached her, but was later pronounced dead at UF Health Shands.
It's the human thing to do. We should be respecting life. And, you know, here's a life that was taken. We'd like to talk to the driver, know why he or her left.
Troopers say they also have a person of interest. In Trenton's Etlali Solache, TV20 News.